I do not know where to start with this. And I do not put that lightly at all. I don't mean that in a good way either. All I can say is that not only was the release of this game a disaster with tons of bugs, which honestly, what the fuck does anyone expect from an update or a game releasing nowadays? Crafty said these weren't present. Oh my fucking god. These were not present during testing, which I find hard to believe. But the testers vouched for him, so it's a Roblox issue. And I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. That literally happened to me when I released my game's update back in November. But oh my god, where the fuck do I start with this absolute catastrophe of a game? Like this shit is so unbelievably mid, ass doo doo water, dog shit. I just don't even know where to start. So here's my honest murder game beta review. All right, let's start off, shall we? Firstly, the base game itself. It's just a basic murder mystery. There's literally nothing special about the base game. Gameplay is exactly the same. There's almost nothing that this game has that's better than any other game. Like, at all. Crafty claims that this game was made from scratch, and I have two things to nitpick about that. Actually, no, three. One, why is this game custom to begin with if it's exactly like an MMX? I get it. Maybe he's doing server side items, some shit like that. But even then, no one is trying to steal your assets, Crafty, because no one gives a shit enough about your assets. I feel like he doesn't really understand that. And especially since he's already doing DMCA shit with his items, even if they get stolen, I don't fucking see a point for this. But it's okay. I get it. He's had games leaked in the past. He's pretty fucking paranoid about this. But there's another issue with that, and that's because he has told some of the testers specifically, and before I got demoted and all the other testers did, he told us that he was actually going to get devs. So this completely contradicts that, because if he's getting devs, what the fuck is the point of making the game from scratch? Because at any point in time, one of those devs could just, go behind his back and leak it. Two, there is no point to making this game custom. It's exactly like an MMX. It feels like this is mostly just ego. Like, I honestly feel like he only made it custom so we could tell other people, yeah, I myself did a custom murder mystery all by myself from scratch. Like, it honestly just fucking feels like he's doing that so he can make an excuse to say it's better than all the other games. Also, third reason, he said this was going to be not a murder mystery, which was completely fucking just abandoned. He renamed the game to not Murder Game and instead named it to Murder Mystery Super, which is the stupidest name I've ever heard. No offense to Crafty, but I don't get that name. There's so many good names you could choose. Like any there's so many better words you could put at the end of that other than super. But I do kind of get it because little kids nowadays trying to find murder mysteries, they like those words. Ooh, murder mystery super. This must be a super duper epic version of murder mystery. Why did this game take 7 months to release? And mind you, it's not even a finished game. It is a beta. Actually, I do have something to say about it being in beta to begin with, but I'll discuss that later in the video. Why is this game releasing so late? And he was saying he was busy and stuff, and he got most of the work done in 2 months, like the past 2 months. But that doesn't make sense. Yes, he was obviously busy, but back during the early development stage, when we had early access, most of the testers did, he was actively doing all the scripts and the game was looking pretty good. I find it hard to believe that Crafty, who is a college dropout, unless something really big arised, which if it did, feel free to correct me, because I might just be fucking nitpicking something really important that happened, but I find it hard to believe that a college dropout who isn't in school, who's chronically online, fucking Discord and Roblox all the time, is too busy to be coding a simple game because, like I said earlier, this game is practically an MMX. You could literally, like, if you wanted to, take inspiration from how all those assassin copies have, or assassin itself has server-sided knife shit, which, correct me if I'm wrong, is not super hard to do. Like he's making it out to be. This is a game that should have taken 2 months max, maybe 3, maybe 4, to be like done, which did not happen. Now I'm gonna get on the shit where people are gonna get mad at me because this game is a beta. It's unfinished. Like, but like I said, I'll touch on why I don't think it should be a beta and why it should instead be an alpha later on in this video. But this game is so devoid of content. And listen, I get that it's a beta, but what the fuck is this, bro? I've seen so many other games in beta that were like way better than this. This is basically an alpha. This isn't a fucking beta. It's so unfinished. We're missing trading, crafting, player list. What else? Basically any godly. All the knives are just reskins of default. All the guns are just reskins of default. And there's only one perk, or power, I suppose, which is strength, I believe. I literally just don't fucking get it. And you could get on your ass, or on my ass, sorry, all you want about this. But the thing is, even with all this stuff, even if it had content, the base game is so fucking boring and devoid of life. And listen, I myself am a murder mystery developer, but there's ways that you can make the game more engaging. Like, it's really not that hard. And considering how fucking little content this is in Crafty's past in terms of adding shit, I feel like it's not going to be good even after the beta stage. Even if he starts adding content like fucking dualities, which is probably going to be the most knives we get, or like all the other shit, because I guarantee it's barely going to be any like custom knives, considering how Crafty is so goddamn stingy with those and shit. But I feel like even after he adds all the shit, this is literally just a basic murder mystery with, ooh, I could trade cases, and ooh, you could fuse an effect to a knife instead of equipping it. Whoa, that's so cool and original. Another problem I'll touch on later is originality, because what Crafty has told us about this game so far is super fucking unoriginal. And usually I wouldn't give a shit about that, but considering how Crafty literally under a year ago was advocating for originality and refusing to add certain features because he wanted his game to be original, kind of fucking weird that he's suddenly switching up. But that might be more of a better thing than it is a bad thing. I just think it's super hypocritical if he still has his same beliefs about originality. But if he doesn't, then I have absolutely no issue with that. That's actually good, because now we'll get features that we actually want. And I will say, I don't entirely hate the game. The game itself can have a lot of potential. I feel like if Crafty puts in enough effort, if Crafty, changes the gameplay a lot, it's going to be way, way better. He said he's going to add a lot more game modes, but considering we didn't get game modes in fucking MMA, and the fact that this game literally released with none of those game modes that he was telling us about, and the fact that he completely dropped the murder game title in the first couple of days of the game being released, tells me that game modes are pretty fucking unlikely right now. I don't think we're going to get many game modes. I feel like we'll get an assassin game mode, maybe a couple others, but I feel like now that he's rebranded it to a murder mystery again, I feel like we're not going to get much of that shit at all. Another, like, nitpicky thing, and I just said something about this, was effect fusing. One, this is literally just glorified crafting. I know I can't talk at all. My game is basically just crafting and crafting stations, but this is literally just a gimmicky version of crafting. And listen, I fucking love gimmick features, but I just feel like this is so, like, worse. This is so much worse than just equipping an effect. I don't think you should have to fuse an effect to a knife, especially since even though we are getting unfusing later, it's just fucking stupid. It's literally just equipping an effect, and then you could unfuse it at any time. Now, I don't know if it gets rid of the effect if you unfuse it or the knife, and honestly, if it does, that makes it even worse, because now the effect's gone. You could literally kill the economy. Even worse if it gets rid of the knife, but I doubt Crafty's fucking stupid enough to do something like that. But if it gets rid of the effect, that could later on kill the economy. If someone hoards a bunch of a super rare effect, fuses it to a bunch of useless knives, and then unfuses it, boom. A bunch of that effect is just out of the economy now. This is why I'm really against features like trash, like a trash can where you could just throw away knives. Because one, it leaves a lot of accidental shit. Two, fucking boom. You might have just deleted a super rare knife. You could say the same about transferring knives to your alt and changing the password. But the thing is, that is way less common and way less people do that. This is literally a much simpler thing to do. And that's where I feel like the problem resides. Now, I will touch on... Actually, no, one more nitpick. The lobby fucking sucks. Please change this lobby, Crafty. I will say some good things. As much as I hate how the UIs look, I don't like them that much. They are actually really well made. I do like how well made these UIs are. There was clearly effort. Also, the VIP icon's actually really good. Like, I'm not going to lie. VIP, if you are a VIP member, this actually gives a lot of use to VIP. You get a special case every day. Will the items be good? No, but it's cool to have, you know? And I know I kind of said this was a bit of a problem earlier, which it can be. But tradable cases, I feel like it's really annoying to have to buy a case and then go in your inventory to open them all. But I feel like it leaves a lot to be desired. But not only that, it's a fairly original feature. I don't think I've seen this in many other murder mystery games. And also, I think it's pretty cool for trading. Having cases, have value. It kind of reminds me of Islands, how they have like those treasure items, like, you got a treasure chest, serpent's egg, and how people sell those for a shit ton. I can imagine cases going for a decent amount, especially since, like, if you hoard a bunch of an event case, you could later on, if you wait a couple months, you could trade that for a shit ton of knives. So I think it's a pretty good thing. And even though the default reskins are really low effort, there are some good looking ones, except for Sparkle Duality. Who the fuck made Sparkle Duality? That shit looks like ass. Also, it's pretty bare bones, if you didn't notice how bare bones the game is. But I feel like that could actually be taken advantage of if Crafty makes the right decisions. There's not many categories. You have knives, guns, you have pets, effects, and perks, or powers, as he likes to call them. I feel like in the future, that could actually be pretty good, because if you look at a normal murder mystery game, there is too many fucking categories. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to add goddamn emotes. Who the fuck was at Murder Mystery Prestige's productions like, okay, guys, for our upcoming game, MMX, we need to add emotes. Who the fuck's idea was that? Could probably say the same about pets too, unless Crafty does something cool with pets. I did see a couple really good suggestions in Crafty's server. If you didn't know, Crafty has what I would call dick riders, but others would call loyal fans, who have actually made some pretty good suggestions. One person said that pets could be like a coin magnet, or a gem magnet in this case. It pulls the gems towards you, which could be really useful if you've ever had something where you and this other person are racing towards a coin. Boom, you have a pet. And the higher up the pet, the more gem magnet it has, which I actually think is a really good idea. Another idea I saw, which I didn't like as much because this makes it more like a simulator, is coin multiplier, where it multiplies the amount of coins you get. Both of them aren't super good, but I kind of prefer the magnet one a bit more. It's already not that hard to grind for gems, or at least it won't be once he decides to add colored gems. Oh yeah, Crafty is adding trading soon, thank God, but it's going to take a while because he's trying to solve duping issues, which is a problem. Those should have been solved before the game even released. Anyway, now I'm going to touch on the point of this video and why I'm criticizing the game so much. Should this game be in beta? Like I said, no. This game should be in alpha. This game is clearly super unfinished. The fact that there's not even crafting, not even fucking crafting in the game, shows me that, well, Crafty didn't really put a ton of effort into this game, combined with the 7-month time period. Granted, he might have actually been busy. I really hope he's not bullshitting us or just being lazy, because if it took this long to make a 4-month max game for an experienced scripter such as him, then I feel like we shouldn't have been waiting for this long. And if we were not waiting this long, I feel like the game should have been a lot better, a lot cleaner. Yes, it is super polished, which is the only alibi he has right now whenever someone criticizes the game. It just feels super bland, super lazy, low effort, and in general, my honest opinion on Murder Game Beta, I'm going to have to keep that in mind because people will get on my dick. It's not good. Should you play it? No. You should wait a couple months, and hopefully if there is content after those couple months, it will be good, because if we know anything from last time Crafty did a game, the only real content we got was fucking cases and shitty ass crafting recipes. So, say what you want to say about that. It wasn't a good game. But honestly, I would much rather play MMA over whatever the fuck this is right now in its current state. I hope this will get better. Obviously, it will. But we'll just have to wait a while. Anyway, that's it for my murder game criticism. Like I said, get on my dick all you want. I'm allowed to have my opinion on this. I guess criticizing a beta game isn't really like the best thing to do, especially since the game's in beta. But I feel like, considering we've seen the base game, which is a murder mystery, mind you, I feel like I could formulate an opinion on how the game plays, which is like any other murder mystery. Anyway, that's it for this video. Go ahead, drop a subscribe, drop a like. I got some pretty good videos coming, such as Sandai Go Vlog 3 and also Last to Leave VC Squids for Hire Edition. I know I haven't uploaded in a while, but I'm going to start uploading a lot more consistently now. I got some more content planned and some MME shit planned. Go check out my game. Link in the description. Anyway, see you all later. I'm out of here.